Morning, morning, morning from Lincolnshire and the Chapel Hill Marina. Welcome along to this morning's United Kingdom Talk on this Saturday, the 8th of August 2020. I'm still a little bit low in the voice this morning, I must say. I don't know why. My voice has dropped. There's no cough, no sore throat, nothing like that. Just a deep, deep voice. Deeper and deeper. Deeper, deeper, deeper. Dua Lipa. There's someone I like who is a recording artist. Dua Lipa. We like her very much. At the moment, I have a Dua Lipa voice. Yes. Something a bit like that. How did you sleep last night? Was it a bit warm, were you? Especially if you were in London. But I felt sorry for Maureen. Oh, dear. She was in London last night. She hasn't got any aircon or anything like that. Must have been very, very hot for you to sleep last night. And I must admit, I was looking back on yesterday's show, actually. I was looking a bit orange yesterday. I don't know why anyone didn't tell me. So I think I've got that about right this morning. This actual new light, the larger circular light I've got in front of me, does appear to be quite a little bit too powerful, perhaps, for this very small room that... this television studio complex that I'm in. I think I might go back to a smaller light. I've ordered some more of those smaller lights, but we'll see how we get on with this this today. So how did you sleep last night? A very, very hot day yesterday, wasn't it, eh? Well, I tell you what, I finished the show. And I stepped out the caravan because I've got cold air coming in here. You know, it is quite cool in here now. I've worked out how to do that. But leaving the caravan yesterday, I thought I'd go for a short walk. As I stepped out, it was really hot. Just a short walk. It's not so much the heat. It's the sun that's hitting me on the top of the head. It makes me feel ill. You know, makes me feel, oh, God, no. And it gives me a headache. Gives me a headache. Not immediately, you know, but after you've been out for a while, if there's nowhere to escape from the sun, like trees and things like that, which there isn't around here, really. Once you're out in it, you're out in it. So I went for a short walk, and I got back to the caravan 12:15, and that's where I stayed for the rest of the day. Put me cold air on full blast, and literally sat there for 3 hours in the cold air before I had my afternoon sleep. Which was very nice. Afternoon sleep. But the hot weather is set to continue, boys and girls. In particular, if you're down in the southeast, where I'll be going later. It says, as the country sizzles in a 36.4 furnace on Friday, which it was, Brits are being warned to avoid beaches on Scorcher Saturday, as the heat wave is set to stick around for a whole week. Saturday is set for highs of about 37 degrees, but there are fears that the emergency service will be inundated as thousands plan to flock to the beaches again. And talking to people on the phone, put the virus out of the equation even, I can't think of anything worse than sitting on the beach with hundreds and thousands of people all trying to get an ice cream and a bag of chips at the same time. I mean, how mad is that when you think about it, right? So you're sitting under the sun, I don't know, 80, 90 degrees centigrade, maybe even 100, right? Fahrenheit, rather. 80, 90 degrees Fahrenheit, maybe even 100, you know, sort of 30, 35 degrees centigrade. And then you go and buy chips. It's quite mad, really, isn't it, when you think about it? Better off having some sort of little sandwich or, I don't know, a salad or something. Well, you see, I'd be doing exactly the same. I'd be going and buying the chips. Why? Because we're on the beach and that's where we have chips. Doesn't matter about the weather, you know. We could be in, like Mars, the last few hours of the planet as it's burnt to a crisp, and I'd still be there, queuing up for my little portion of chips. What do you eat on the beach? Do you ever go on the beach? I'm not a fan of the beach. Not really. No. I can't stand a little bits of nasty little grit gets everywhere, and it doesn't matter where. And some of the taps. Some beaches have taps at the top of the beach, don't they? And you can wash your feet off. And the moment you put them back in the flip-flop or something like that, they're all gritty again, aren't they? Mad, really. So I'm not really a fan of a sandy beach. I do like a pebble beach is all right. You know, you're okay. Take an extra towel so that it gives you a little bit of, softness when you plonk your very large bums down onto those stones. But sand, not for me. Of course, you can't build sand castles with stones, can you? Unless, of course, you take some sort of glue along with you, which would be very bad for the environment. You don't want to be doing anything like that. So as I say, went for a walk yesterday. That was nice. Came back here, just sat down there. And then last night, as my sister promised, she came down to pick me up because I cycled to her house the other night. And I intended to pick up the bike and cycle back again. So I went over to her house. She came and got me, went over to her house. And I had something I hadn't had before. I think they're called lentil crisps. Or lentil snacks, something like that. Great big bag. And my brother-in-law, he said they're much better for you because there's no carbohydrates in them. And they're very nice. Very, very nice. My sister gave me sour cream and chives one, which was okay. I'm not a fan of that. It's sort of the American version of cheese and onion, and I've never really taken to that taste. But they did have a large... Well, my sister didn't think I'd like this, but they had a large bag of barbecue-flavoured ones. I like barbecue crisps. Oh, my God. If you're ever in America or Australia or the Caribbean... I've been all over, dear. Oh, they've all had... I've been all over the world, I'll tell you that now. If you've ever been to any of those countries, you can get Lay's crisps. Lays. Which I think are owned by Walkers, but they're called Lay's for some reason in those countries. And they do a Lay's barbecue crisps. Oh my God, they are delicious. They're really greasy. I won't lie to you. They're absolutely greasy, but they're nice. But these lentil flavoured crisps or puffs or snacks, whatever they're called, are really nice. The barbecue ones. And my sister says you can actually order them off Amazon. Or maybe Amazon Fresh or something like that. I don't know. So I might get some of those. But I looked at the calorie content on the back. It's not much difference to crisps, to be honest. But apparently Martin says, yeah, but the calories are not coming from the same stuff, like carbohydrates, he was saying. So I don't know. I don't know if they're as good or not as good or whatever. But nice. If you ever want to try those lentil barbecue flavoured crisps, they are. All right. And we're sitting around her house and we watched the Gadgets show, which I quite like the Gadgets show. And they had these virtual reality headsets. I still have yet to try one of those on. Has anyone tried one of those? A virtual reality headset? You put it this. It's quite a large thing. They look really heavy and uncomfortable, to be honest. You know, putting this thing on your across your, and you wouldn't want to do it if it was hot either. Put this thing across your head. It's, I suppose, like a large TV screen, but right up to your eyes like that. And it's got a strap around your back, and I think you plug it in. I don't know, maybe they're wireless. Don't know. And Martin was telling me that this bloke he knows goes all over the world in it without actually leaving his chair. Now that actually appeals to me. The games thing, no doubt the sales of these things would probably be driven by gamers, because there's an awful lot of gamers about. I'm not a gamer, no interest in it. But playing computer games with these things on. So it feels like you're actually there. But the other stuff you can get with these things is places in the world. So perhaps you're sitting in your armchair tonight and, I fancy going to Peru today. And I don't know how it works. Do you go on the internet or something and plug something in somewhere, or you get a disc? I don't know how it happens. You want to go to Peru, perhaps type something in, and then up comes pictures of Peru on your thing, like a video, and you can walk around, move around like that and see everything around you without actually leaving the comfort of your own armchair. That appeals to me. You imagine perhaps, I don't know if this is the case, perhaps you could even go to Mars, because those little robots that go over there, the rover, the Perseverance is the latest one to go over there, isn't it? They land there and they do all these photographs and videos and things like that and send them all back. Perhaps someone's put a load of those together and you can now go and take a trip to Mars in virtual reality. I do like the idea of it. I must say, they did have one, although I think it was a computer game more than anything else. But when we go to Haven Holidays, there's usually a little booth. And I think, I don't know, £5 or £10 for 10 minutes or something like that. You pay your money and you put this thing on your head and you play a computer game. But I've never actually had one on. Has anyone tried one of those as a matter of interest? I'd be very interested to hear if you've ever tried one this evening. Ever tried one of those in your lives? Let's have a look who's there this morning and see if anyone's going to mention that at all. Morning to Jason Hughes. Morning, Gary Davidson. Mr. Mick Davenport, morning. Hope you're feeling well this morning, Mick. Mr. Snowflake, Peter W. is on one this morning. He's ranting on Facebook about having to wear a mask in bingo and the cinema. You know what? I'm sorry, Mick, but I say to those sort of people, well, fine, don't have the mask on. You go out and then you get it, and you see how uncomfortable it is in the ventilator. You know. Like that poor girl who was on the telly the other day, a couple of weeks ago now, wasn't it, that I told you about? No, she's sitting there saying, oh, people, you have to understand people with learning difficulties, and I do my best to understand people and give them a bit of leeway with learning difficulties, right? You have to understand it makes us very anxious and unhappy when we wear a mask. And I'm screaming at the telly, well, see how it is when you're on a ventilator. That'll make you anxious, my love. It's the lesser of the two evils, isn't it? Fine, don't go and wear one then. If you end up on a ventilator, no one's going to come and visit you. Just ridiculous. Ridiculous. Anyway, good morning to the delightful Gavin Bass, head of Twittering on this channel. We've got lots of people with jobs on this channel now. Denise, there she is, head of Animal Welfare and Ducks on this channel. Do you know, I'm sure there's still a fly in my eye. Why is there a fly in my eye? I know an old man who got a fly in his eye. Why has he got a fly in his eye? I do not know. I'll tell you why he's got a fly in his eye. Because after visiting my sister, watching a bit of telly, the Click, and 5 Go Caravanning, which I quite like. But it's the old series rehashed. It's not a new series. They've taken bits of the old series and played them out again. My favourite part in the whole of 5 Go Caravanning, it was Tony Blackburn. He goes around this corner and scrapes the bottom of the caravan and his face. He's driving it along and he sees the one in front scrape theirs. And you think, and you can see him wondering if it's going to, and it goes, and he goes like that. Absolutely. It's a great programme. Very, very warm programme. If you want to watch that, it's on Friday nights on Channel 5. Okay, 5 Go Caravanning. Excellent. After that, then I jumped on my bike and cycled back. And it was going dim, shall we? It wasn't going dark. It was going sort of dim. I jumped on my bike and had the most beautiful sunset last night. Beautiful it was. As I saw it, the sun was already almost about to go below the horizon. You know, you still saw the whole golden disc like that. But there were rays coming out like that. A bit like hasn't the Japanese flag got that? Like a big red dot and rays coming upwards. It looked just like that. It was beautiful. And as I was going over Kirkstead Bridge went over Kirkstead Bridge and there was a bloke on there taking photos and I thought, I'll get a photo of this. And had a little chat with him, you know, and beautiful. And then down the bridge and then underneath and onto a road where you never see any cars really. 2 cars I saw on this road, which is right next to the river. You've got to be a bit careful because that road is closed at the moment because it's kind of falling into the field a bit and there's huge crevices. When I say huge, they're not particularly wide, but they're wide enough certainly for, I would say they were about 4 to 6 inches wide, but they're deep. If my bike goes down there, the whole wheel will drop down there. We can't be having that. Not with a new tyre on it as well. By the way, the nut's not come undone, so that's all sorted now. Went along this road, a beautiful cycle. And as I was going along, it was getting a little bit darker, you know. But the only thing is, flies. Oh, Christ, flies everywhere. Next time I do it, I shall make sure I've got a pair of goggles on. Maybe these ones. These are... oh, look, I wondered where these were. Oh, I've been looking for these. I've been looking for these at home. These are cycle glasses. They're a bit dirty, as you can see. But they will stop flies going into your eyes. There were loads of them last night. Oh, keep your mouth closed, especially if you're vegetarian. Dead flies or alive flies flying into your mouth at the speed of sound. I don't go that fast. And, of course, in Lincolnshire, it's very flat. So there's no hills, you're not struggling at all. It's just a nice, easy pace as you cycle along down this river. And the journey time from my sister's to my place here is about an hour, 10 minutes. That's all. And I don't feel tired afterwards. I'm not like, oh, thank God I'm here. No, I think since lockdown, I've built up more fitness, perhaps in different muscles than I was doing when I was doing the swimming. Perhaps you've done the same. I've certainly go out and do an awful lot of walking now, and more cycling as well. As I say, it's about an hour and 10 minutes there, which is all right in one go, you know. If I was going there, I could probably do it going there and coming back, but not if the sun is shining brightly, because that can be quite dangerous, you know, running out of, I don't know, what, liquid in your body and water. Good morning to Denise. I think did I say good morning to Denise? Head of Animal Welfare and Ducks on this channel. Good morning to the lovely Diane Jebb. Morning, Diane. I might give you a job, actually, Diane. I think I'm going to give you a job. I'm going to give you a job, Diane. Diane is head of good behaviour. Diane has been on this channel for some time now, and never once has she been badly behaved. So Diane is now head of good behaviour. There you go, Diane. Yeah, you see? All that goodness finally pays off, and you get a nice little job. Diane is head of good behaviour on this channel now. Morning to Jason Hughes. There's our Sean Pye. Good morning, Sean. Sean has sent in a little video, which is quite nice. It is a video of him receiving the 2 stickers that he bought the other day. If you would like a couple of stickers, you can have those. 2 for £2, okay? 2 stickers for £2. If you want a couple of those, just send us a £2 super chat, and I'll be happy to put those in the post for you. And also send in your address as well to that email address there, okay? Send your postal address if you're going to have a couple of stickers, and I'll put those in the post for you. And photos, videos, anything like that. Please no more than 2 photos at a time, and I'll be happy to show those to people in exchange for likes. Sean has sent in a delightful little video. I'm not feeling greedy this morning, boys and girls. We'll only ask this morning for 16 likes. We've already got 11. 16 likes to see Sean opening, excitedly opening the envelope with the little stickers inside. And maybe something else. Okay, that's coming up in the show a little bit later on. Good morning to Daniel Holmes. There's 2 tickets, Gary Ross. Good morning, Gary. There's Adam the Plumber. Good morning, Adam. Morning to Adam the Plumber joining us there. Mandy Davenport, good morning to you. Good morning, good morning. Make the day a sun-blessed day. It's so full of goodness for you. Good morning to Shania Seal. She's at Goodwood. What, are you going to be a horse today, Shania? You're not jumping over those fences. Do be careful, dear. Some of them are very tall. Very tall. Shania's going horse racing. She's going to be a horse today, aren't you, Shania? You have to put your teeth out if you're going to do that, like Camilla. You know, Dad's going to be writing her when she jumps over the fences. Morning, Shania. Hello to Rachel Wheatland. Morning, Rachel. Peter W's doing his editing on Facebook. Well, just block him then. Block him then, Mick. That's what I've done on the text. He can't text anymore. Endless texts. One after the other. Just block him. Be done with it, mate. I can't be bothered with these people like that. Once they start getting annoying, that's it. Go away. Gary, Lay's crisps are mostly overseas. You get them in States and Spain and France. They're really nice, aren't they? Have you had the barbecue ones, Gary? Absolutely delicious. Adam, listening to your voice this morning, he says, quickly scrolling up, reminds me of the voice that you used to have back in 2006. It sounds very similar on yours, an international podcast. It's very BBC, my voice, isn't it? Don't you think? Very BBC. Absolutely. Mornings, Michael Lawrence. Hello to you, sir. There's Yin's long-lost cousin again. Hello to you. Rachel's got VR. There you go. Rachel's got VR. Can I ask what you use yours for, Rachel? Do you kind of go around the world, or do you play games, or what do you do with it? And how do you get the games on there? Is it like wireless and they come off a computer, or do you have to load a disc in somewhere? I don't really know anything about them at all. But to actually be able to sit there and go and look at kangaroos in Australia, or tigers and lions in South Africa, completely in the safety of your own home, really does appeal to me. I love the sound of being able to do something like that. Oh, she's got one. Look, she's got one. She's got everything, Rachel. Everything. Gadgets, happiness, personality. Just no tummy. Have you, Rachel? Morning to you, darling. All right. Daniel Woodhouse. Good morning to Daniel Woodhouse. Is that everyone? Christopher Davis. Hello. It's nice to see you popping in, Christopher Davis. Welcome back, sir. And scrolling down a little bit. Fun things to do with tech. Nice and early this morning. Hello to you. I think that's everyone, isn't it? I like Marks and Spencer's crisps. Very nice. Bacon ones are the best, but cheese and not chive. He likes cheese and chive. I never really liked that taste. My favourite Marks and Spencer's one, Mr. Tech Sparky, are honey roast. Honey roast crisps from Marks and Spencer's. I allow myself one bag of those every 2 weeks. One bag every 2 weeks. Very, very nice indeed. Yes. What else have we got here? Has anyone been going to the hairdresser yet? Anyone going to the hairdresser? I just discovered that the bloke who cuts the hairdressers up here, cuts my hair up here, H, who I mentioned many times on the show last year. Excuse me. He's doing his hair cutting again, and I thought, oh, maybe I should go and have mine sorted out. But actually, if I'm doing the shaving, do you know? I don't know if I need to go to the hairdressers. Look. It's not too bad, is it? Eh? I do mine every 2 weeks. I get the thing out. Bzz, bzz, bzz. And I said to my mate, not this week, the week before last, he comes over sometimes. And I said to him, how's my hair looking? Is it all right? I said, I think I might go to the hairdressers. He said, I don't think you need to, Chris. He said, you've got better as you're doing it. In fact, one day I didn't have my iPad with us, so I was guessing the bit at the back. And I said, is that back all right? He said, yeah. I said, well, I must have missed a bit. He said, no, you haven't. I haven't missed any of it. So I don't know if I need to go to a hairdresser anymore. Here we go. The disc is in my PS4. That's the, is that the Sony game thing, is it? Sony game console thing, isn't it? Plus the VR is wired. So I have to be careful you don't move around too much. Okay. No tummy, I know that. No tummy. All right, so I mean, and can you get wireless ones? Perhaps I should look this up. I mean, I won't be buying one. I bet they're like 500 quid, aren't they, or something ridiculous like that. I won't be getting one of those anytime soon. I may be in contact with my sister. Possibly she could save up a little bit of money and get me one of those things for Christmas. I could just sit here and travel the world. I like the sound of it. Gary Ross gives his hair the once over with the clippers. I'm running about looking like Private Pike from Pyle from Full Metal Jacket. I don't know that one. I don't think I've ever watched that. Excuse me, let me have a good cough. Now, that wasn't happening yesterday, was it? 1 minute I've got this blooming frog in the throat, and the next minute it's gone again. Oh, I don't know. It'll be gone next week. Chris Davis, or jaws aches after eating a couple of bags of crisps. Can't handle a full bag of crisps. Six? Do you eat a whole multi-bag of crisps? This is the problem with those things, you see. I was given a multi-pack of crisps. 6 of them, in a bag. Is it 6 or 8? 6, I think it is. On Tuesday. Well, there's only one bag left. You tend to have 2 at a time, don't you? Instead of sort of buying the single packet there. I don't know. Has it been hot enough for you to be naked yet? There's a question for you. Has it been hot? Who walks around the house naked? Do you? Do you really? Who undresses seductively at their window at night? Well, in the Daily Mirror this morning, a naked sunbather was seen chasing wild boar through a park after it stole its laptop bag. His laptop bag. It's not a pleasant sight. Amusing photographs from Germany show the man running after the animal to try and claim the plastic bag back. But the cheeky boar and its 2 piglets appeared to be too quick for the sunbather, who can't keep up with their speedy little trotters. I like that word, trotters. Trotters. Who likes trotters? Some people like trotters, don't they? They like to have them massaged and kissed. Feet worshipping, it's called, I've heard. There's some very, very strange people around. Feet worshipping. I'm considering today getting out my my foot spa tonight when I get in. Yeah, if I have a little bit of a walk after the show today, before I start cleaning up the caravan, I should get out my foot spa tonight with its smelling salts. Oh, what is it called? Tea tree oil. Oh, it's so relaxing. It vibrates your little feet. Ooh, it's difficult watching the telly when you're in a foot spa, isn't it? You know, because it's casualty tonight. Casualty tonight. As the incident unfolds, groups of friends and family sat on the grass to watch and laugh. Heads are seen turning in surprise and amusement in the hilarious photographs. I love it. It's quite funny. I can see it here in front of me. Here, look. Let's have a look. That poor bloke is losing his laptop. Why do people want to go and nude sunbathe and all? It's not very nice, is it, really? I mean, and as usual, you know, he's not fit in any way, shape or form. I probably look like that with my clothes off as well, admittedly. No fit people go nude sunbathing. Besides, I don't like that nude thing. Do you? I think a small pair of shorts or a bikini, you've got to leave something to the imagination. You know. I mean, can you imagine Mick Davenport in a pair of Speedos? He probably wouldn't do it. The same as I wouldn't. But this one's got all his kit off. The snaps were, it says, Nature Strikes Back. Wild boar hunt. In the yellow bag is the man's laptop. So he gave it all. He gave it his all in the Adam's costume. What do you mean the Adam's costume? Oh yes, okay, the Adam. Adam as in naked Adam. Oh, dear me. There are plenty of spots by lakes or beaches where people are allowed to swim or sunbathe naked. Oh, Berlin is said to be notorious for large numbers of wild boars. Oh, how awful. How awful. Good morning to George Bond. Morning, George. Trotters, independent traders from Only Fools and Horses. Yes. Do you like that, do you, George? That was one of my dad's favourite programmes, that Only Fools and Horses. It's some years old, that now, isn't it, eh? Very, very old, that programme now. Let's have a look. Morning to LaBelle. Your emerald-eyed many coat of colours is here. What did you say? Many... Hang on a minute. Where's that gone now? Oh, I've lost it. Oh, there we go. Your emerald-eyed man of many colours of magic. Magic. I'm feeling magic in the air. Something like that, isn't it? There are hardly any crisps in the multi-bags. You're absolutely right, Jason. There aren't. A small multi-bag, you need about 3 of those for a normal bag size, isn't it, eh? How are we doing on likes? We got 18 likes, so let's show you the video, I think. I'll just read a couple more of these messages. Does someone keep texting you, George Bond? Who keeps texting you? It's not me. Who keeps texting you? Jason's naked watching this programme. Oh dear, how awful. Best channel to watch for gaming, Narky Gamer on Twitch. I don't really watch games. I'm not interested in computer games, really not. Morning to John Parrish. Morning, John. And Sherry DMP. And a cookery channel there as well. Right, let's just show you this quick video. It's not very long, gang. Sean Pye received his stickers yesterday in the post. And here he is opening them.
Got the letter today from Chris. He sent me some stickers. I won't show the other side because it's got my address on it. Ah, thanks, Chris. It's really nice. Sorry about the shaking hands, but you know the situation. Oh look, he gave me a tip as well. That's very nice of you, Chris. About time you gave me a tip. Thanks a lot. I'm off to spend it now.
All right. There you go, Sean. Sometimes when people order stickers like that, and they're £2 for 2. If you want them £2 for 2, sometimes I put in a little extra gift, as you can see, which Sean received yesterday, gang. So, I mean, it's always worth doing, okay? 2 stickers for £2, and you might get a little package like that in the post as well, you lucky things. There you go, Sean. Spend it wisely. Don't waste it, my darling. Don't wear it up against the wall. I hope you buy a gadget or something very important with that. Perhaps something that will improve your life. Okay? Improve your life. Now, anyone looking for somewhere to live? I love this because it's quite beautiful, even though it's just a shed. It's a shed. In the Sun this morning, a garden shed is up for rent for £1,500 a month. That's what it costs to rent stuff in London. How anyone can afford to live in London, private renting is beyond me. Really. You know, the one-bedroom flats out in Bracknell in Berkshire, they go out for about £700 to £800 a month, right? In London, £1,500 a month for a shed. Out here in Lincolnshire, you can rent probably a 2, possibly a 3-bedroomed bungalow for about £500 a month. So, I mean, it's huge differences across the country. Probably places even cheaper than that. But in the Sun, a garden shed is up for rent at a whopping 1,000... Oh, dear. Air came out of me then. Did you hear that? We're not doing too well on The Voice this morning, are we? Let me see if I've got my pictures already. Oh, already prepared. Be prepared. That's what they taught us in the Scouts. Be prepared. Okay. The gorgeous designer cabin, which is in Muswell Hill in North London, which is an expensive place to live, is being advertised on Spare Room, and you can move in at the end of the month. And it's beautiful. It's absolutely... Wait till you see the pictures of this. The extraordinary shack sits in a quiet, well-kept garden in one of the safest areas in London. It comes with underfloor heating, a mini kitchen, and a stylish shower room with wood effect tiles. The posh plaid sleeps up to 4 people, with the landlord suggesting splitting the monthly rent 3 ways, making it £616 for a room a month. A room. So dear to live in London. This will include all bills, as well as Wi-Fi, a smart TV and Freeview, and free parking. There's also a sunny decking area, complete with a table and 2 chairs, perfect for a summer barbecue. The Spare Room ad says, gorgeous designer, self-contained, newly refurbished log cabin, designed by a fashion designer, in a quiet, large, well-kept garden, charming night lighting and own entrance, wooden flooring and underfloor heating throughout. Fabulous design. Underfloor heating is supposed to be very good. It's in caravans. It's supposed to be really good in caravans. Underfloor heating, of course, if you haven't got it down already, you've got to take up all carpets and all that business. A lot of mucking around in it, really. I believe quite efficient as well, underfloor heating. And it goes on. Stylish new shower with wood effect tiles. Sleeps 4, including mezzanine, charming sleep area. Right, here comes the photos. Look, I just took 2 photos, but now I'm looking at some more of this, and I think I'd like to show you a little bit more, to be honest. There we go. There's one photo there. Look at that. That's nice, isn't it? Don't you think that's nice? Doesn't look like a shed, does it, really? Well, it's not. It's a log cabin. Some people live in these. We got log cabins for sale just over the road there. There's the I think there's the living room there, and the mezzanine area. I think that's how you say that word, mezzanine. There you go. Little flowers down there as well. I love it. And you would imagine, now this is all wood, okay? So I would guess that is not particularly expensive to heat, because wood is a very, very good insulator. Really good insulation with wood. You covered your house in wood, you probably use hardly... If you put wood around, I don't know, on the inside perhaps, you know, the walls, the floor, the ceiling, and you built your house sort of around it, then it would be very warm, I'm sure. Very good insulation wall. Last year, another brazen homeowner tried to rent out his garden shed for £600 a month, but chucked in free meals to sweeten the deal. This bloke tried to flog the cramped outbuilding to renters on Facebook, but warned it would only be available for 5 weeks. I mean, it compares to what you've just seen there, compares to a 1-bedroom studio flat in the capital with the toilet inches from the bed, and I've seen that. I mean, how you can live with your toilet in your bedroom, but not like separated with the door. It's like there. Oh no. But this was in Camden, the bed sit in Camden, advertised on Rightmove for £1,625 a month. Gosh, shocking, isn't it? Good morning, Christopher Woodhouse, joining us there. Morning to Chris Woodhouse. Good morning to Davo. It's a shed. Yeah, well, it's a shed. It's a log cabin, whatever you want to call it, but it's very nice. I bet you'd be really warm in that. People do live in those log cabins, don't they? Morning to Christopher Woodhouse joining us there. Let's just scroll up a little bit there. One moment, please. One moment, please. Trying to connect you. There we are. Lots of people joining us a bit late this morning. Hope you all got your bingo tickets this morning. Just a reminder, if you want to join us for weekday bingo, you're here for the first time, welcome along. If you want to join us for weekday bingo, we just have one little bingo game at the end of the show, and you win an extra raffle ticket, basically, for the raffle on Monday. But if you want to, just send us in an email to that email address there. Please add me to the weekday bingo, and I'll be happy to do that. Although, if you win and you don't turn up, you do come off the system, all right? So be warned on that. It's the same with crisps here in the US. Barely anything inside the bag, says LaBelle. Yeah, I mean, I think you're just paying for the blooming paying for the crisp packet sometimes. I think really. I can't believe John's still asleep this morning. That's shocking. Wakey, wakey! I think you should take a mobile phone or something like that, Sherry, to John's ear while he's laying in bed, and I'll scream "wakey, wakey" down the phone at him. What do you reckon? Get Martin and Gary to make you a few sheds, says Gary Ross. Two tickets, Gary, and you'll be quids in when they're rented out. Yeah, well, I don't know so much about that. I'll stick to the brick properties, thank you very much. I know what I'm kind of doing with those. Flip-flops. We were talking right about at the beginning of the show there. I meant to lead on to this story, but we got waylaid. But flip-flops. Who wears flip-flops? Can't bear them. I've got some sandals at the house, but they go over the foot, right over the foot like that. Flip-flops held up basically by your big toe and the toe next to it, aren't they? With that thing that goes up in between. Oh, I can't stand them. I find them extremely uncomfortable. Good morning to Maureen. Texting in this morning. Morning, Maureen. But not good for the environment. All plasticky stuff. Not this pair. In the Daily Mirror. It's in the Daily Mail. Materials. Scientists have created biodegradable flip-flops. You can eat them. I mean, wear them for a few months and then sit down to a nice meal of flip-flops and chips. Sounds quite nice to me. They've created biodegradable flip-flops made from algae to help reduce the amount of harmful plastic waste entering our oceans. What an excellent idea. The experts created polyurethane foams made from algae oil to meet commercial specifications for flip-flops and other footwear made from flexible plastic. Cheap and affordable flip-flops, the world's most popular shoe apparently. I hate them. Does anyone else not like flip-flops? They're commonly used for short periods and discarded after a few uses due to the flimsy materials. Yeah, that thing between your big toe and the little toe, it breaks, doesn't it? Always breaks. Once discarded, flip-flops take hundreds of years to decompose and can enter the oceans, killing marine life and contaminating water supplies. But this commercial-grade foam degrades in compost and soil after just 16 weeks, meaning it would break down if it drifted into the ocean. Well, that's good, isn't it? The foam meets commercial requirements for the footbed of flip-flops as well as the cushioning midsole of the shoes. So that's the whole thing. The life of the material should be proportional to the life of the products. We don't need material that sits around for 500 years on a product that you can only use for a year. So that's a good thing, isn't it? Eh? I wonder how much other stuff will become biodegradable over the years. Maybe, I believe we've got biodegradable underpants, haven't we? Paper underpants or something like that you can buy now. Paper underpants, yeah. What if they get soggy, though? If you have a little bit of a leak. Sorry, Rachel, darling. If you have a little... if you have a little bit of a leak, you've got a bit of an IBS, perhaps, like I have. You're walking, there's a little bit of a leak, Do the paper underpants just fall apart? Mind you, being paper, you could always carry around some spare ones in your pocket, like you do with your masks. Don't go anywhere without your mask. Unless, of course, you're Peter Wright, Oh, nothing's going to happen to me. Oh, fine. Okay. Morning to the delightful Michael Pullman joining us this morning. Morning, Michael. Hello to Mark Bowles, who says, I'm bio. I think you are, Mark. I think you are a little bit bio, aren't you, my love? Yes, at last you've come out on this channel and said it. Tina won't mind. I'm not asking, I'm not asking for your hand in marriage or anything like that, just to borrow you once a week or something like that. That'd do me. I'm not a greedy person, as you well know. Not greedy. Morning to John Aitken. He's doing his exercises outside this morning. Morning to you. Much safer to eat rice flip-flops, says Gary Ross. You have a little bowl of flip-flops in the morning. Chopped up flip-flops and milk. Does that appeal to you? Dave O said my ex-wife had flat flaps. That's very rude. George Bond likes Crocs. Yes, you get those from Aldi, don't you? Crocs. Not my... very good for, I suppose, to go on the beach with, aren't they? Or to wear in the sea. But to wear out... Well, I don't know about that. Not for me, really, George. Morning to David Fry. He's going to have a chilled day in a swimming pool, then have lunch. Have you got a swimming pool, have you, David? Do you have your own swimming pool? That must be nice. I'd like my own swimming pool. That'd be quite nice, wouldn't it? One of those. I haven't got the space for a proper size swimming pool, obviously, but and I was talking to my sister about that the other night. I don't see the point of a plunge pool. Don't see the point of that. Just a little thing of water in the middle of your garden that you jump in, and that's it. You can't swim or anything like that. I'd like one of those everlasting pools, I think they're called, where you've got the pump at one end and it chucks the water at you so you can swim against it. Quite like the idea of having one of those. But a lot of money to maintain. Quite expensive and... not so much expensive to maintain. I would imagine it's expensive. But a lot of maintenance to doing it. Chucking in those chemicals. You've got to muck around with dangerous chemicals and things like that, Mark Bowles had flip-flops once. One broke, now they're just flip-flap. I can't be borrowed, Christopher. I can be used, not borrowed. There you go. David's got a swimming pool in the back garden, 8 foot, which, yeah, not really enough to do lengths in it, is it, 8 foot? Unless you, of course, have got the pump at the other end and then it can chuck it towards you. Yeah. It's nice to have a pool, though, in your garden, isn't it, eh? John Aitken, can't wear flip-flops. They hurt my feet. Me too. They hurt my toes. Then things coming up like that. Of course, in Michael Pullman, flip-flops are called thongs. They are called thongs. We have a completely different use for the word thongs, don't we, boys and girls? There you go, Michael's speaking now. Swim spas. Is that what they're called? Swim spas. Where it's like the actual pool is a little bit longer than a person, I think. Maybe 1.5 times or twice the length of the person. That's all. And a little bit wider than the person. And you turn the pump on and you swim against this pump. And you don't stop. Wonderful. 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 Pontins. We've often spoke about Pontins on this little channel here. And the wonderful holidays that I used to have at Pontin's many, many years ago. My mother and father, we would go for a week at Pontin's. And then, I can't remember what way it went round. I think it went round this way. We'd have a week at Pontin's. And then we'd have a week in a bungalow somewhere. Right? But my dad always booked these 2 weeks. So he gave the week at Pontin's to give my mum a week's rest from doing all the cooking and everything out like that she used to do all the time. And then she'd have a week at a bungalow or somewhere like that, which was nice. We went all over. Went to the Isle of Wight, little cottage called Appleview. I don't know if Shania's still with us. This I've been a real stab in the dark, Shania. But do you know a cottage on the Isle of Wight, perhaps called Appleview? If you did, I'd love to know. Because I'd like to see it again. And Pontin's was great. The food was second to none. It was basic food, not mucked around with, like roast dinners and fully cooked breakfasts. Every day we'd have this. Get up in the morning, 8 o'clock, there'd be music playing from the loudspeakers, indicating that it was breakfast time. And with the entertainment throughout the day and then into the evening in the ballroom, it was great going to Pontin's. And the chalets were clean. They were what they were, with a little bit of a musty smell, of course. Of course they were. That's what they were, chalets. But we didn't really find that too much of a problem. But I keep seeing more and more articles about Pontins and what of a state they are now. In the Daily Star this morning, it says here that this bloke and his young family didn't bother to wait around after they found a pair of boxers left in their holiday chalet in Camber Sands. Now, I think my mum's been there. I think my mum and dad took... If I'm right in thinking, I think that's where no, was it there? I'm sure it was. That's where my mum and dad took Gary, my nephew, and Tracy, my niece, when they were little. I'm sure they went there, and I went down for a day to visit them. This bloke's 24 years old. And actually, looking at the picture of Pontin's Camber Sands, I detect here a load of caravans. So whether or not they've done away with the chalets, did he say chalet there? Yes, he said chalet. Maybe they've got both caravans and chalets. They might have extended and not bothered with the chalets, but put caravans down. It says a young family abandoned their staycation after they found a pair of strangers' boxers in their holiday home. Now, you see, I wouldn't have rushed out of there, to be honest. I'd like to see a picture of the person who owned the boxers first. And if they look someone like me, you know, a little bit fat, a little bit old, then I'd be gone. But there might be someone fit, in which case you'd hang on to the boxers, surely, wouldn't you? He didn't stay a single night, despite paying for a 3-day stay at Pontin's in Camber Sands Holiday Park. The father of two said he found dirt, grime and old boxers when they entered their chalet for the first time. Why didn't you just report it? Just go and report it and someone will come and clean it all out for you. You know, I mean, what sort of state do you think the chalets get in before someone cleans them out? I would have just gone and said, look, this is not on. The chalet's dirty. And they, I'm sure, would have dispatched immediately a couple of cleaners there, cleaned the place out, hoovered and done everything else that clearly as someone's forgotten to do for some reason, and all sorted. But no, they went home. Oh, it's ridiculous. Bloody snowflakes. Snowflakes. Can't handle it, can they? A mistake's been manned, but they can't handle that. This bloke says, even if I was homeless, I wouldn't want to live there. I would rather be on the streets. I asked someone to come out and they said, yes, 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 but they just walked off. They didn't even ask my door number. Oh, I can't believe that. Instead, the family, they paid £120 for 3 nights. Well, that's not bad, is it, eh? They went and stayed with their aunt's holiday home nearby. He's 24, you see, 24. No doubt he's been to university. You can have anything you want, they teach you in university now. Don't think so. Anyway, he did manage to film his accommodation before the family finally stormed out. He just wants a bit of attention, I think. The staycationer filmed chipped and broken furniture, stains, dirt and grime as he inspected his surroundings. He also found bird poo on a window, a dirty light switch and a bin without a lid. And the final straw came when he found a discarded pair of male boxer shorts in a bedroom drawer. Why am I finding this funny? I'm sorry. His girlfriend and their 2 kids left the chalet after checking in for what should have been a relaxing 3-day break at the end of July. Oh, God. Honestly, this bit is a bit naughty. The drawers and furniture were broken, which would have been dangerous for a 2.5-year-old and a 4-month walking around. While the drawing cabinets was not even screwed into the wall because the bracket was loose. See, those things are not acceptable, are they? They went to speak to the manager, but the queue was going out the door, so they handed the keys back and left to stay with me at the caravan park down the road. And that's often the case, isn't it? I mean, even when I've gone to check into the wonderful Disney, you know, when I've gone to check into Disney, not so much in America. They seem to have it down to a T in America, but certainly Euro Disney, you know. The trouble is the train arrives, everyone jumps off the train, and everyone piles into the reception. You've got this great long queue of people trying to check in. And generally it's the same for everyone, isn't it? Whatever holiday you go on. Even Haven Holidays. Haven Holidays, you know, you check in here at 2 o'clock in the afternoon, and there's a queue going out the door of people waiting to receive their keys. I suppose they can't just take someone on for a couple of hours in a day, can they? You know, to clear the queue. They know. When you think about it, why don't they do that? Like, for example, Haven Holidays, why don't they have someone work for 2 hours between 2 p.m. and 4 p.m. when the queues are going to be at the longest to clear the queue? They only got to employ someone for 2 hours. There's plenty of people out there who do part-time jobs, isn't there? They don't want to be there for 8 hours a day. I'm sure they'd find something like that. They would. Let's have a look there. Mark says, I'm looking a bit slap bang this morning. Does that mean good or not? Is that good or not? Slap bang. Is it? What does that mean, slap bang? I don't know. Can I send you a picture of my swimming pool in my back garden? Yes, please feel free to do so. Can't show it today. I can show it on the next morning show. It should be on Monday. But there's the email address there, David. Be very happy to show people a picture of your little pool there. All right. Andy was a Butlins fan. It was lovely in Skegness. Yes, in those days, in the 70s and 80s, Andy, and 60s as well, to be fair, you were either Pontins or Butlins. You know, it wasn't really many people who went to both of them. For some, I don't know why that was, actually. We were Pontins. Yeah, they were both very similar to each other, weren't they? David sent an email with a picture. Thank you very much, David. Christopher Davis, the pea-stained mattresses in Pontins. I've heard that as well. We've seen that story as well, Christopher. Yeah, in the papers over the years, haven't we? Gosh, shocking, really. Andy, Pontin's Prestatyn Sands was a bit dull last time I was there, talking about 15 or 20 years ago. So when was I at Pontin's last? Oh, gosh, 1978. So it's like 78, 88, 98, 08, 18. Just 42 years ago we went to Pontin's. But I still remember it like it was yesterday. I think that's where I started wanting to be into some sort of entertainment. Because we'd be in the ballroom and there'd be this big stage in front of us with a band on. Well, no DJs, no records. There's a band on playing covers. And they'd come on and then they'd disappear and we'd have some sort of show on or some sort of games thing with the blue coats and that. There'd be a big P in the middle of the stage, on top, the big P in the middle of the stage, P for Pontins. And the sound system, I remember it. The sound system was orange or tannoy. Orange or tannoy. Great big speakers on the side of the stage. And I think that's what started me wanting to do something like showbizy type thing. In my case, DJing and karaoke and this load of rubbish that I do each morning. I think that's what it was, probably going to Pontin's. Little talent competitions, junior talent competition. That was usually held in the afternoon, when the kids were still awake. And I went in for that and played the piano. Yeah, and at 9 o'clock, the band would come on and they would play Goodnight Children. So I say good night, children. See you in the morning. Good night, children. I can see you yawning, which is a slightly changed words to the song Goodnight Campers, which you can find on YouTube. Do have a listen to that. It's a lovely song. And the band would come on and play this after we'd done little games, little things like, and it was the same thing every night. It was March of the Mods, which was like a little dance. Da 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 da. Da 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 da. You know that one, March of the Mods? And we do the hokey cokey. Oh, okey cokey cokey. Knees bend, arms stretched, right. And we all used to get on with it. Now and again we'd get hurt, because everyone was piling into the middle. Don't suppose you're allowed to do that now. Can you just imagine the mothers now? If one of the little kids accidentally got trampled by loads of people. Oh, they'd be screaming and shouting, wouldn't they? Fights would break out. There were never any fights. Never, ever any fights at Pontin's. Not only that, there were no security staff. Didn't need them. Never needed them. You got a Haven Holidays now. You got security staff all around the venue, waiting for a fight to break out. It's dreadful how people are now. It's such a different world, and it's a blooming shame. It really is. There was no rubbish anywhere. You didn't have to employ someone to go around and pick up the rubbish because people didn't drop the rubbish. It was a completely different world. And it was a blooming good holiday, it was, Pontin's holidays. So we'd do those little things, and then they'd sing Goodnight Children, right? And at 9 o'clock, we then would have to leave the dance floor. We didn't have to go back to the chalets, okay? But we were able to stay there, obviously with our parents, but we weren't allowed to muck around on the dance floor. And we didn't. The parents would make sure that we didn't go on the dance floor. Not like going into a doctor's surgery these days. Kids running all over the place. We just didn't do that. We were made to sit there by a much. Sit there, Christopher. No, you can't go over there. Sit there. Now they just let them run all over the place. Do what they like. And every night I would have a strawberry milkshake. Yeah, just one. My dad would sit there with a couple of pints of shandy. He liked shandy, my dad. Happy days. Happy days. And then also, if you had a small child and you could go to the chalet and leave your child in the chalet and come back to the venue, because they had people walking round the chalets. Members of staff would walk around all the chalets, and if your child was screaming or crying instead of being asleep, people walking around the chalets would come back to the venue, and there'd be a blackboard written up, "Baby crying in chalet number 337" or something like that. And it was perfectly safe. No children ever went missing. No one broke into the chalets. Nothing. That's how it was. Can you just imagine leaving a child, perhaps at Haven Holidays in your caravan while you're in the entertainment venue now? No, of course you can't. That's how it was then. What a different thing. Mark Bowles, it says, full of chavs now, these places, with no teeth, can't talk normal English, haven't a brain cell and smoke 40 Windsor Blue a day. Always got a 7-year-old in tow with dirty clothes and a dummy. Yeah. You're absolutely right, Mark. Absolutely right. There's my nephew. Morning, Gary. Just talking about the old days of Pontins, Gary. Was it Camber Sands, Gary, that my mum and dad took you to? I'm sure it was, wasn't it? Camber Sands or somewhere like that. Mick Davenport. Good morning, Mick. Last Pontins I went to was Hemsby, and it's now been left deserted. Yes, Mick, if you've got some time, look it up on YouTube. Type in deserted Pontins or something like that, and a couple of lads have gone in with a camera and filmed it all. It's sad. It's sad seeing these places totally neglected and falling apart, and of course other kids have got in at points and smashed the place up and glass everywhere and what have you. And it's sad to think that a place like that, which gave so many people pleasure over the years, is now just a derelict shell and a really sad ghost of what it used to be. It's just incredibly sad. Mike Reese says, some people expect 5-star service when you're only paying for 2-star service. Yeah, I mean, and that's what Pontins was. It was never a 5-star holiday place. It was probably 2-star, maybe 3. It was great. We had a great time. These chalets were by no means posh. Not at all. The last time I went to a Pontins would have been 1983. With my wife at the time, actually. I was only married for about 9 months. It wasn't for me, unfortunately. But we went to Pontins. Actually, I think I went later than that. I think I went on another one with my mate, Andy. Let me think. 1983. I don't know. Maybe not now. 1983, maybe. I can't remember which one I went to with her, but with my mate, I went to the one in Bracklesham Bay. Now, that's gone. But it's not been derelict. It was bulldozed and is now a housing estate. And we went, and it was the last year before they'd sold the site. So it was the last year, and things were not being repaired anymore, obviously. It was a little bit downtrodden, but everything was all right. We still got the food and all this, that and the other. Still got the entertainment at night, you know. It might have been a towel rail hanging off the wall, but so what, you know. It didn't bother us. But I think you're quite right, Mike. People want to pay for something that's 2 stars and expect 5 stars. You're absolutely right. Mike says, I like flying Ryanair. I don't expect business class service. Does what it says on the tin. You've got a very good point there, Mike, and I think that's the case. There we are. Morning to Peter Paliwoda, who's just joined us there this morning. Thank you very much. Michael Lawrence doesn't like Ryanair or EasyJet. I certainly wouldn't fly on a Ryanair just out of principle. Just out of principle. I would never. I might go on an EasyJet, but not a Ryanair. No, absolutely not. Where did you go there? It was Butlins Bognor, was it, Gary? Okay. For some reason, I thought it was Camberstan's. Butlins Bognor. Bognor is where Gary and Tracy went with my mum and dad that time. Do you remember it much, Gary? Do you remember it? I thought they were great holidays. Michael Lawrence did Pontins once, but I found it nothing to do there. How old were you, Michael? Because it is geared towards families, you know, rather than perhaps young men or something like that. People don't have any respect at all nowadays, Mark. I like to think I have respect. It breaks my heart to walk down the river here and see items of rubbish. There's not loads of items, but certainly there's another caravan site near here, right, over the water. How can I put this? They're not the same sort of people. Do you know what I mean? And if you go past that at the back, there's empty cans and things. And I just want to go over there with a bag and pick them all up. The trouble is, if I do that, I've got to carry them all the way back here because there's no bins anywhere. Yeah, you could argue, well, it's partly the council's fault that there's no bins, but we never chuck stuff away. We never used to have bins when we were kids. There were no bins everywhere. Oh, I don't know. Pontin's blackboard, children wrecking Chalet 5. Very good, yes. Let's move on to another story. Sainsbury's. Did you get your sausages from Sainsbury's in the Daily Star this morning? I don't know what this old bag's moaning about. She got something for nothing. What are they moaning about? A mum was left truly grossed out after finding bits of rubber glove inside a packet of Jolly Hog branded bangers. She bought for all the family to wolf down for their dinner. Oh, how awful. She was shocked and horrified. Oh, by the surprise discovery found inside the £3 Jolly Hog sausages, which she purchased from a Sainsbury's. The mum sat down to dinner with husband Jamie and their daughter before she made the grim discovery, which Jolly Hog have since apologised for. Well, what was she moaning about? She probably got some more sausages. Sausages. Do you remember the dog that said sausages on That's Life? Sausages. With Esther Anson. Oh, hello. Well, there's a lot of people with goofy teeth around, isn't there? I used to have goofy teeth. Oh, they used to call me... No, I don't dare tell you, because you'll just keep shouting it back at me. See, I make this mistake. You know my best mate? Right? The times I've told him stuff, and then weeks, months, years later, it will come back at me to haunt me. You know? He'll use it against me, stuff that I tell him. Absolutely he does. You know, like if I'm doing something wrong, perhaps, I don't know, whatever it is, and he'll say, oh, I thought you lot that go to church aren't supposed to do stuff like that. He comes out with stuff like that. And I'm thinking, I nearly swore then. I nearly swore. Which is something that we don't do in the Catholic Church, I swear. The family decided to document what happened. I mean, how sad is this? With pictures. I mean, I say it's sad. I always think it's sad that people find the necessity to write to blooming newspapers when they found perhaps a hair in their McDonald's chicken nuggets or something like that, rather than just go up there and say, excuse me, there's a hair here. Can I have some more? Yeah, no problem. There's some more. I always find it sad that they find it necessary to write to newspapers because mistakes happen. Don't worry about mistakes unless you're in hospital and you have you've got something wrong with one lung, so it has to be removed, and they removed the wrong one. That's when you want to complain. Don't worry about a hair in your chips or something, for Christ's sake. On the other hand, if these people didn't write to newspapers, I'd have no show. Would I? The family decided to document what happened, with pictures showing the Jolly Hog sausage being prized open with bits of dark green plastic embedded throughout the meat. Jamie is seen pulling open the sausage with a fork to reveal a huge piece of turquoise plastic. Good Lord, what is that, a rubber glove or something, he says. I've known some very strange places where they've found rubber gloves in casualties. Jamie replies, yeah, that's a rubber glove you can see. Look, someone has dropped a rubber glove in that. I'm not eating it. Jamie then holds up half a piece of thin plastic to the camera and then begins to inspect another sausage. The family then joke about Jamie performing surgery on their dinner. As he jokes, at least it's not a mouse. I saw a mouse. Where? There on the stair. Where on the stair? Right there, a little mouse with clogs on, there on the stairs, sewing clip, clippity clop on the stairs. Oh yeah. The couple says the incident has caused their daughter to be suspicious of food ever since, and they vow to only ever purchase from a butcher in future. Well, that's just stupid. Someone's made a mistake and that's it, you know. It's one of those things, isn't it? And we just get on with life. I don't see what the problem is, really. I honestly don't. There is one thing I would advise everyone to do. You know, when you're sitting there eating a meal, look at it. It's so easy to get your dinner on a plate, and you might have cooked it all yourself, but as that family's done, you know, if you've bought sausages in a packet, there might be something wrong with them. And the trouble is, you get your dinner, you put your film on the telly, or the latest episode of Casualty, or Holby City, or the news, and you've got your dinner on your lap there, and you're eating it, and you look at it to say, and there it is. The hair. Where's that come from? It's just awful. Awful. Where are we? Let's have a look. No one likes bits on their sausage, do they, Chris? No, they certainly don't, Mark. Especially not warts. Denise. Oh, I'm shocking. I'm getting worse and worse, I am. I hope you realise I get very close to going over that line, but I would like to hope that you don't think I ever go over that line that all of us here have kind of got in our heads, that we must never ever go over that line. You know, the line that goes from being a bit naughty and rude to offensive. Too offensive. Oh, I never want to go that far. That takes this out of the sort of carry-on film type humour. I would never want to go any further than that. I know I was certainly on the line yesterday. You know I was. Denise Andrews, my daughter used to win a lot of the talent shows at Butlins, getting a 3 weeks holiday. Oh, what does your daughter do, Denise? Does she sing or play piano or something like that? A very good morning to the delightful, very, very good friend of mine, and Christ, he's Asian a little bit now. Anthony Daniels, good morning to you. Morning to Anthony Daniels. He lives in Streatham. Oh, I could only ever dream of being able to afford a place in Streatham. Yes. He's practically next to the ice. He's actually got his own little ice path. So when he wants to go to the ice, they're so rich, that family. Anthony and his other half, they're so rich. He's actually got his own ice path connected to the ice skating rink. So when he wants to go ice skating, don't have to get into a car or walk there. He just opens the door, puts his skates on and skates to the ice skating rink on his skate path. He says, people in my street justify chucking rubbish on the road because there isn't a bin nearby. So take it home, or parking in disabled bays because they're too lazy to walk a bit. Oh, we see that all the time, Anthony. See it all the time. And actually, I'm not being anti-disabled or anything like that. Some of these disabled people, they could do with going for a bit of a walk across a car park. You know, there are people out there who genuinely cannot walk. They generally cannot walk, but there are other people who are too goddamn lazy to do it. And a little walk across the car park is probably the only walk they ever do. Even if they are a little bit breathless, you've got to push yourself. Very important to try and keep moving as you get older. Unless, of course, you absolutely can't, in which case, fair enough. Well, I often see some people in some of these little mobile scooter things, and you watch them. And they're on these scooter things, and then they stop outside the shop, and then they just walk in, and there doesn't seem to be anything wrong with them. You know, not that we know. We don't know. It could be like a hidden disability. There's people with hidden disabilities. But there's disabilities and there's disabilities, isn't there? People are disabled, but they don't need a disabled parking space. for that particular disability that they've got. But they've got it because they can have it. And that takes it away from the people that genuinely need one. I've got a friend who lives in my road, Angela, her name is, lovely lady. I've only met her once, and she's got the mask on and the oxygen mask. She's very ill, and she's got this little mobile scooter thing. She goes around on that. It's the only way she can get around. Down my road where the house is in Bracknell. I'm up in Lincolnshire at the moment. Down there, the cars just park. They don't just park a little bit on the pavement. They use the pavement as a parking space. The entire car is on the pavement. You can't walk down the pavement. Can't walk down there. What did the council do? Nothing. I did write to them. Several people have written to them, and their answer is, well, we can't magic up extra car parking spaces, so they just leave them. It has to be said, if they weren't up on the pavement, no one would be able to get up and down the road. They're not wide roads. If you had a car there and a car there, there's not enough space for another car to get down the middle of the thing. I don't know. Mike used to go to a holiday camp called Mill Rythe on the Hayling Island. Chalets were still the 1950s ones, bit tatty around the edges, but it was great. Yeah, exactly. And now replacing the chalets with caravans, which does seem to be going on everywhere. I don't know why that is, because caravans, of course, they must be markedly cheaper than building chalets, I suppose. But they're no way going to last as long as a chalet lasts, are they? If I remember rightly, I think they were selling off chalets on the Isle of Wight about 25, 30 grand, something like that. Presumably they have some sort of ground rent to pay there as well. But they were actually selling off old chalets on a holiday site on the Isle of Wight there. Yeah. Is that right? Peter Paliwoda. Ken Wad insured his buck teeth for 5 years in his hand. I had that. They used to call me Bucktooth and Goofy at school. Please don't come back with that over the next few years, will you, please? Sean Pye found a bit of rubber glove in a doner kebab. It tasted better than the kebab. You don't want to be eating kebabs. I told you that before. Nasty things, dear. Mark Bowles can't stand hair in any food. It's not pleasant, is it? He wants me to go over the line. No, we never go over the line. We must keep it family friendly as much as possible. Denise Andrews' daughter, she's a nurse but has the voice of an angel. Oh, I've got the voice of an angel, And remember, the devil is a fallen angel, my love. I think so anyway. Let's just scroll down a little bit here. I don't remember Denise now. I don't remember your daughter singing at the wedding. It's a long time ago now, isn't it? I hope she's better than some of my karaoke singers, my love. Oh, Christ, John Paris has made it out of his bed at last. Good God. Well done. Congratulations, John. How did you manage to get out of bed so early? I mean, it's only 5 to 10. Jeez. Such lazy people on here this morning. Take his name. Can someone take his name, please? Eh? Diane Jebb. Take his name, will you? Diane Jebb's got a new job on this channel. She's now head of Good Behaviour. Good Behaviour. Diane's been with us for years. Never been a problem. Well behaved, just like me. Another story for you. Bullseye. I'm glad about this. I'm really glad about this. In the Daily Mail this morning, Spanish matador Enrique Ponce. That's his name. Don't. That is his name. Enrique Ponce. Ponce. Spanish matador Enrique Ponce suffered his comeuppance when a bull he stabbed fought back during a bullfight a few weeks after Spain's first bullfight since lockdown. Good. What a nasty sport that is. And I don't care. People say, oh, it's their culture to do that. What, the culture to stick spears in an animal that's done nothing to anyone else? I think it's disgusting, this sort of thing. It's bad enough people eating them, but I kind of get that. I get that. But to actually do that for entertainment purposes, it's not the only thing, is it, they do? The Norwegians, all the young men get all the dolphins. Who do they hurt? They get all the dolphins into this bay somewhere in Norway, I think it is. right? Or either Norway or Denmark. Norway or Denmark, one of those two countries. They get all these dolphins into a bay and close it off so they can't get out. And then young men go in there and kick them to hell and kill them. And the sea goes red. And what's all that about, eh? Why would you want to do that? In Spain, it's bullfighting and donkeys. They chuck donkeys off the top of churches. Why would you want to do something like that? Enrique Ponce is one of the country's leading bullfighters and performed several passes with Mulita. Who's Mulita? Perhaps that's the name of the bull, is it? Before he stabbed the bull. After the bull was stabbed, it turned on Mr. Ponce, flipping him up with his horns on his buttocks. The father of two had to lie down and protect himself from the animal at one point. Oh, what a shame you survived. What a shame you was survived. Because as far as I'm concerned, someone like that, one less nasty person in the world, is good with me. It's a shame it didn't get you and finish you off. Spanish media said it was a scare for the matador. And what about the bull? You think he wants someone to come running at him with a spear? Horrible people. Horrible. And of course, the bloke had no serious injuries and the bull was eventually killed for protecting itself. This bloke hobbled out of the ring. Oh, my heart bleeds for you. With torn ligaments in his knee, in which he had to have 2 operations for 5.5-inch gore injury to his buttock. Well, I hope you're permanently damaged. I really do. You know, it would be great, actually, if you could never walk again. Then you can't go sticking spears in animals anymore. Horrible, horrible people to do that sort of job. Because that's all it is, a job. A little star. Oh, wow, I'm a star. Oh, dear me. Anyone sign anything down? Good. He got the horn then, Chris says Mandy. Well, apparently so, Mandy. I don't know about that one. Oh, let me have my pills. Oh, look, it's 10 o'clock already. Where's the time go? Oh, I've got no more stories. Yeah, I think I've got 1 or 2 more stories for you today. And then we'll do the raffle tickets. Coronavirus tattoos. Coronavirus tattoos. Have you got any tattoos, Mark Bowles? I think perhaps a little tattoo of my name on your left breast would go down quite well with your wife, would it? Eh? Or maybe a picture of me tattooed on your chest or your left buttock. A little picture of me. I think you should have that done, Mark. It says in the Metro this morning, here's an example of stupid people, right? And God knows we see enough on this programme. Given how absolutely bonkers the whole pandemic has been so far, not to mention harrowing and hard, life-changing for many, it's dreadful, really. You know, not only the people that have died, thousands of those, thousands, but the people who have lost their jobs and are about to lose their jobs. British Airways yesterday. I don't know what side I'm on, to be honest. On one side of the coin, I see a company in terrible shape because no one's flying anywhere. And on the other side of the coin, I see staff that have given their entire lives to British Airways having wages cut, some by much as 50%. And all that. I don't know which side I'm on there, to be honest. I do, of course, feel very sorry for all the people that have lost their jobs. But then again, I see the company that is desperately trying to survive and they've got to do something. Anyway, the story goes on to say, for some people, the best way to remember something so momentous is to tattoo it into their bodies. Mark, I think you need a tattoo of me on your body somewhere. Either there, or on your bum. I'd like to volunteer to do the one on your bum. I mean, bear in mind, if you agree to that, bear in mind my DIY skills. It might be a little bit of a mess. The trend of The trend of coronavirus tattoos is now well underway, it says, with drawings including the virus itself or pin-up girls in masks. But some have come to the belief that coronavirus tattoos, here comes the thick people, right? Really thick, stupid people who believe coronavirus tattoos will actually protect them from COVID-19. You couldn't make it up, could you, really? This one bloke here, Andres Vega, who is a tattoo artist from Spain, has been inking designs on clients for 21 years. Recently, he's received several requests from doctors and nurses coming into his tattoo shop asking for COVID-19 tattoos to commemorate the struggles they faced in their profession as care workers during the pandemic. They must have been terrified, some of these nurses and doctors, mustn't they? Going in there thinking, what if I catch it? You know, something like doctors and nurses, I don't suppose when they came into the profession they ever thought it was possible to get something like this. It says in one of the designs, and I'm going to show you this because it's a blooming good tattoo, I have to say. In one of his designs, Andreas inked a female nurse with a mask over her face with the words resiliencia, which means resilient in Spanish, and it's really nice actually. This tattoo, I've got to show you this. I never had a tattoo done. I wanted one, but I didn't like the look of the pain that you have to go through to get them. There you go. Isn't that beautiful? Tattoo artists are very, very talented people. Very talented. And as a bonus, if you get a really nice lad doing it and leaning over you while you're doing it sometimes, and able to breathe in his air, which is possibly not a good idea at the moment. Andres recreated the iconic We Can Do It wartime poster with Rosie, the riveting, wearing a mask to fit the coronavirus theme tattoo, which is the one I just showed you there. He was born in Sydney. Sydney-based tattoo artist Lance Vilbro recently tattooed a client who wanted to get a COVID-19 tattoo as a permanent reminder of the struggles she faced since being at home following the lockdown. Wow. But for one client, Matthew Vasquez, who's in California, it meant more than just a memory. He inked a green microscopic virus tattoo on his customer, who believed having a tattoo would protect her from the virus. Or him. I should say him. See, no one checked the spelling in these blooming newspapers anymore. It's a him. For one client of Matthew... Oh, I beg your pardon. No, for one client of Matthew. So he's the one doing the tattoos. This woman thought a green microscopic virus would protect her from the virus. He said the person that wanted the tattoo was very confident. She said if she were to get a COVID tattoo on herself, she'd be protected indefinitely. She wanted to get to look back at it as a reminder she'd lived through the pandemic. I mean, I don't know if I'd want one of those on there. Oh, this is a funny show this morning, isn't it? Hang on a minute. I don't think I want that one. Do you? No. That's not doing it for me at all, that. It looks like a little ball surrounded by willies, doesn't it? Do you think so? How awful. Dreadful. There's some thick people around. Anyway, that's why she had hers done. Very, very strange and mysterious indeed. Let's do these raffle tickets. Anyone want a raffle ticket this morning? Please say raffle ticket, please. And I shall give you one. And we've got our little bingo game coming up very, very shortly. Scrolling. Peter Palawoda, bullfighting is odd, need bravery, is artistic, but once seen, never again. It's just horrible to do something like that, isn't it? Just horrible. Mike Responto, loves Spain but hate bullfighting, so cruel. Yeah, a lot of people like Spain. I like Spain. Haven't been there for ages, have we? Not ages and ages. I've been to Spain last time, I went to Ibiza, so that's Spain, 1996, I think it was, something like that. That was great, that was. I kept saying I'd go back, and I never did. We did the whole party thing and all that business in Ibiza Old Town. That was sort of the gay area, Ibiza Old Town, and the straight area was San Antonio. Poor Mark Bowles wouldn't be able to decide which area he was standing in, would he, my darlings? Do you know what I mean? That's where we were. And I had a great time, and I kept saying, we must come back next year. And it never happened. I'm now 57 now. It's a bit late. You can't really see myself going to club, I think it was Amnesia or something like that. It was kind of built into the rock face. It was great. Great. Yes, you're quite right, John Parrish, with that. Mike Reese, a friend of mine who worked as cabin crew for BA many years, has taken voluntary redundancies. He said BA has changed for the worse. It's awful, isn't it? Terrible what's happened to those poor people at BA. And Peter Paliwoda, NHS selfless angels, they really are. You get the odd bad one, but then that's the same in the world, isn't it? You know. There's no pain in having a tattoo, says Mandy. I think you're lying. You want to see me in pain, don't you? Eh? You want to see me in pain. Here we go then. Maureen, ticket number 375. Michael Pullman, ticket number 376. This is for the fridge magnet on Monday's raffle, okay? Monday raffle time, every Monday morning. Towards some point during the show, all right? Gavin Bass, thank you, Gavin. 377 for Gavin. Andy, 378. McDavenport, 379. Diane Jeb, 380. Rachel, 381. Queen of TikTok. Jason Hughes, 382. Denise Andrews, 383. Let me just scroll up a little bit there. Where's Denise? There he is. David Fryer, 384. Joe Woodrove, 385. Morning, Joe. Sitting there quietly. Gary Ross, did you send a super chat yesterday? Did you? Oh, let's do a little thing there. I can't remember what that's about there. What have you got to remind me for a purpose? No, we did that at the end of the show yesterday, didn't we? I think we did that at the end of the show yesterday. Was there a purpose in reminding me that you sent a super chat yesterday? I can't remember what it was now. Or was it just to say that I don't know why. Was it at the end of the show when we'd finished? It's very difficult to go backwards. Do you know what I mean? I can't remember what we did yesterday. You don't think I remember any of this rubbish, do you? Good God, no. I've got the show as soon as it's finished. Sean Pye, 386 for Sean Pye. Michael Lawrence, 387. 387 for Michael Lawrence. Yin's long lost cousin. Me want ticket. See, I don't know who you are. I've no idea who you are, Yin. I think you're one of our people that has got several accounts because you've got so many different profiles. So I'm afraid I'm going to have to not allow you to have a ticket because I don't know who you are. I think you're someone mucking around. Michael Lawrence, there we are. Gary Davidson, 388. Even though you're mucking around, though, you're never offensive, I have to say. Never offensive, and that's why you're still there. As soon as someone gets offensive, they're off, mate. Mark Bowles, 389. Let's have a look. There is no pain, Chris. Are you for real? Are you honestly saying that, Mandy? No pain. I'm a bit flabby at the moment, though. You don't want a tattoo on a flabby bottom. That's come out really badly, that, hasn't it? You just... That came out of my mouth completely wrong. Christopher Davis, 390. 390 for Christopher Davis. Joe's not been here long this morning. Is that everyone? It was near the end, was it? Okay, thank you, Gary. Thank you, Gary. I just wondered why you were telling me that again. Am I supposed to do something with that information? If I am, just let me know, and I'll do it. Because I can't remember. Sorry, Gary. Gary Davidson, 391. 391. Gary Davidson. There's no super chat raffle this week. That's right. Yes. Right. Hey, I see Denise has had a tattoo. Hers hurt. They are. You just want me to see. You just want me to have pain and suffering, don't you? Pain and suffering. Keep forgetting to turn up that fader. Right. Okay, boys and girls. We're going to do today's birthday. If I've missed you out from the raffle, please speak now. And it's actually Mike Rees-Ponto's other half's birthday today. Gary Rees-Ponto. So it's Gary Rees-Ponto's birthday today. A big happy birthday to you, sir. All right. Hope you have a nice day. Have you got a little treat for him? We be going out or getting a cake in or something like that, perhaps? Hello to Louise Harvey. Good morning to the delightful Louise. She lives a couple of doors down from me, back down in Bracknell in Berkshire. Good morning, Louise. Happy birthday to you. Welcome to this moment of madness. Katie Pannell, who is one of my cousin's daughter. She's over in Australia. Absolutely stunning girls he's got, both of them. Beautiful ladies. Good morning, Katie. Happy birthday to you. And finally, Nick Driver is 41 years old today. Happy birthday to all of you on this Saturday morning. Happy birthday to you. Happy birthday to you. Happy birthday, happy birthday, happy birthday to you. Twice, coronavirus. Happy birthday to you. Happy birthday to you. Happy birthday, happy birthday. Happy birthday to you. Happy birthday. No, I didn't know he was there. He's actually there this morning. Look at that. Young Gary Rees-Ponto is there this morning. Now, we do try and make it a little bit more special. If it's your birthday and you're with us live, you do get it sung for you personally. I didn't know you was there. So... Happy birthday to you. Happy birthday to you. Happy birthday, dear Gary. Happy birthday to you. Hey, Gary. Happy birthday. I had no idea you were there. You didn't pop up on the chat box there. If someone's with us live, then they get preferential treatment. Oh, yes. Preferential treatment. So happy birthday to you there, Gary. I often get asked the same question. Where do you get the birthday list from? From Facebook. So if you're on my Facebook and your birthday is on there, you've got your birthday set on there, it will come up in my list. If you're not on Facebook, then I won't know about it. But that's not a problem. If you just let me know, either an email or within the chat box rather, doesn't matter, however you want to do it, and let me know perhaps on the day that it's your birthday, then we do the same for you. You don't have to be on the Facebook at all. If you want to join me on Facebook, it's Chris Reardon UK. I must tell you, I don't really use the chat thing in Facebook. Messenger thing in Facebook. I deleted it from my phone. I found it very intrusive. Damn thing going bleeping all the time. You can turn off your notifications if you want to, but then it keeps telling you to turn on the notifications, and it got on my nerves. So I actually deleted the Messenger from here. I rarely use the Messenger on Facebook chat, so please don't send any messages on there. They probably won't be seen. All right, my loves. Any messages to do, anything to do with the show, send them out on an email. The email address, as always, chris@unitedkingdomtalk.co.uk. And again, sometimes it takes a while to get back if I've got a load of emails to deal with, all right? I'm not kind of sitting here waiting for things to happen. Mike Reese Ponto is not going out anywhere. We've got a takeaway tonight and a few drinks to celebrate. So you have a nice time there, Gary and Mike. I'm sure you'll have a wonderful time, all right? John Parrish, my tattoo hurt so much I went and got another one on the other arm. He likes a bit of pain, you see. He likes a bit of pain. There you go, Gary. He's happy now. Mark Bowles had a tattoo and it hurts. Did it really? Gosh. John had a tattoo on his upper arm and it hurt, but bearable. No, I don't want pain. Why would you want pain like that? Mark's got a piercing. Oh, let's have a look, Mark. Send us a photo, love. I may or may not show you. Denise says it depends where you have the tattoo. Mine certainly hurt. Well, mine would be here. I'd have it here. Here. Probably something like Mum and Dad. Something like that with a love heart, I reckon. I'll probably have it here. Is that a painful area? Oh, let me just try. Just a moment. Have I got a nail or something? If I use a pen, it's going to mark my shirt, isn't it? Have we got a pin or something like that? I could do that a few times and see if it hurts or not. I've got a laser. No, that's no good, is it? Why can't you get laser tattoos? Can you get laser tattoos? Can lasers do them instead of like pins and things like that? Don't know, really. Are you worried too much about life, Peter? Isn't letting people know your date of birth a risk? You worry too much about life, Peter. A little bit too serious. You need to lighten up a little bit, darling. Lighten up a bit. Enjoy life. You worry too much. It's like sometimes, I might say something on here and I don't know, I've decided to put an extra plant pot outside the house. And someone on here, I guarantee it, will say, oh, have you asked the council for permission? How can you just look at life like that all the time? Just blooming do it. Be done with it. Too many serious people around. I need to lighten up a bit, Peter. Lighten up, dear. Gary Ross is going to have thinks I should have a Peter Wright tattoo on your chest. I don't think so, darling. I don't think so. When Mark eventually sees the light and moves in with me, I'm going to have his name. I'll have Mum and Dad here and Mark there. A little picture of his little face. Be quite a nice thing, wouldn't it? Eh? All right. We got all the raffle tickets. Gary Ross wanted one. That 392 for you, Gary. I don't think I missed anyone else out. It was just Gary Ross, was it? No one else there? No one else asking for raffle tickets? All right, so we're done with the raffle tickets. Gary Ross 392, Gary Davidson 391, and all the others are here waiting to go in the little in our ticket retention unit. Don't forget, there's no show on a Sunday morning, as always, gang. The next show will be on Sunday night, our big bingo night on Sunday. Okay. All right, we're going to play a little game of bingo now, then, boys and girls. Let's just have I not got the bingo board up there? One moment. Bingo board screen. Where is it? No, where's that gone? Or perhaps I haven't. Oh, I have got it. Now, why hasn't that come up? Manage games. Just a moment. Perhaps I haven't got the game set up now. Select, and there we go. Right, where is it then? Where's my bingo board? There it is. Bingo board there. Okay. All right. Michael says tattoos don't hurt. I have a sleeve on my arm. Took 4 hours. Gosh. Yeah, your little name here, Mark. Just Mark. I don't think I put Bowles. Just Mark. And perhaps a tattoo of you on there as well. Something like that, eh? All righty. There's your bingo board. We're going to play one game of bingo. The prize is an extra raffle ticket, okay? An extra raffle ticket to allow you 2 chances today to win that fridge magnet on Monday's show. We're playing for full house. You need to mark off all the numbers on your bingo ticket. As soon as you've marked off all the numbers, shout bingo in the chat box. You have 1.5 minutes to shout bingo. If for whatever reason you don't get in that 1.5 minutes and we've moved on to the next number, that's it. Okay? That's just how it is. There's no way we can go backwards. Once we've gone forwards, we can't go backwards. It may look to you that you've shouted immediately, but if your clock is wrong, and we're coming up to, we've just gone past 21 minutes past 10 here. Have a look in the bottom left-hand corner of your computer screens if you're watching on a computer. You need to be almost within 30 seconds of the correct time. We also give you an extra minute, so there's plenty of time there. 1.5 minutes to claim your prize. And the bingo shout does take a little while to get to me. So as soon as you've completed that, shout bingo in the chat box and maybe send a text as well if you want to. Okay? Here we go then. Eyes down. Here comes your first number this morning. 2 and 6, 26. 8 and 4, 84. All the ones, legs 11. 1 and 2, 12. 4 and 9, 49. 3 and 6, 36. 5 and 9, the Brighton line. Woo -hoo. 2-0 blind 20. 2 and 3, 23. 3 and 1, 31. 6 and 8, 68. 4 and 2, 42. All on its own, number 7. 1 and 6, sweet 16. If you're new to the show, we do a bingo night on Sundays where we play quite a lot of games. If you want to join us on that, just send us an email, say please add me to the Sunday bingo or the weekday bingo or both, and I'll do that for you, okay? Boris's Den, number 10. 6 and 3, 63. Don't be greedy, John Parrish, you've already got one. 6 and 4, 64. 4 and 5, 45. 8 and 1, 81. All on its own, number 9. 7 and 1, 71. 2 and 9, 29. 3 and 8, 38. Yes, we've started. 7-0 blind 70. 8 and 6, 86. Always like to try and be happy, Peter. Always try and be happy. 8 and 5, 85. Even if you're not happy. Even if you're not happy, you've got to appear to be happy. No one wants to watch some miserable old git, doing a show, do they? Not really. Got to be happy. 3 and 2, 32. 2 and 5, 25. And if something goes wrong in your life, like that blooming bloke with his Pontins thing or something like that, for Christ's sake, just get over it and get on with it. This is what I don't understand with these blooming snowflakes. They find something wrong, some tiny little thing, and Christ, it's like they have some sort of terrible meltdown because they found a hair in their bag of chips. Pull the hair out and either just take the chips back, or I'll be honest with you, I'd pull the hair out and probably carry on eating the chips. Some of you might find that absolutely disgusting. Just get on with it. The moaning that goes on, dear. 5 and 4, 54. All on its own, number 6. 1 and 3, unlucky for some, 13. 8 and 7, 87. All the 3s, 33. Oh, all the 5s, 55. 2 fat Chris's, morbidly obese. Can't even get through the door, he's so fat. 88. 2 and 8, 28. Must order some of those lentil crisps. They were nice, they were. All on its own, number 1. Yes, thanks, John, for that email, yeah. 3 and 4, 34. I've already seen that, actually, that one. That's quite good, that lion one, isn't it? 4 and 1, 41. Didn't they buy that from Harrods, that tiger or something? 4 and 1, 41. Top of the shop, blind 90. 7 and 2, 72. 1 and 7, 17. Did you have a good time when you were 17? I didn't. Terrible teenager. Oh, I hated being a teenager. Hate it. But I had the acne, didn't I? Loads of it. Constantly squeezing these spots, I was. Clearasil, didn't make any difference. 7 and 8, 78. Anyone else have spots? John Aitken, are you still with us? Did you have spots? 5-0 blind 50. 5 and 2, 52. I thought it was Harrods, yeah. 8 and 383. I like Harrods. 6 and 161. Have a walk around. You don't have to buy anything, just walk around in there. Harrods and Selfridges. I really like those two shops. 2 and 424. Burger and chips in Harrods, about 100 quid. It's not actually. It was me, my mate, and my nephew. And for his, I think it was his 17th birthday, I said I'd take him down to Harrods. So he come down. We took him round Harrods. And I said, I'll get you a couple of items to wear. And he wasn't greedy. He said, how much can I have? I said, well, just pick something up and I'll let you know. And he picked something up. I said, no, you can have something else. And he chose something else and that was all right. We thought we'd have dinner at Harrods, didn't we? Burger and chips. That's all it was, burger and chips. Plus it was his birthday, so I think I had a Coke and my mate had a Coke and I got Jimmy maybe a glass of, I don't think it was champagne. I think it was, what's that other stuff? Like champagne. Oh, I can't remember what it was called now. Not Parmaine. Prosecco. I think he had a glass of Prosecco. All right? That was it. Burger and chips, 2 Cokes, and a glass of Prosecco. 120 quid. Now, you couldn't fault the food. You couldn't fault it. And they were decent-sized portions, right? But 120 quid, Jesus. There's a lot of money. But it was nice. And again, me and my mate went there a little bit later in the year, I think, and we decided to have something. Well, we might as well have something. I think we had pizza and a cup of tea, and that came to like 50 quid. But you're sitting in Harrods, what do you expect? You know, you want something cheap, then go off to McDonald's. That's not what that was about, was it? 2 and 424. Let's carry on. 8 and 282. 4 and 6 46. All on its own, One Little Duck 2. So Rachel's daughter has acne. Well, tell her not to worry. What you have to do in that case, Rachel, is tell her you know this bloke who's an internationally famous, international celebrity, huge star in the world, i.e. me, right? And then tell her that he had really bad acne when he's a teenager. And then show her a picture of me now. And, you know, isn't it amazing, really? How I was once an ugly duckling and I've been transformed by God above into a beautiful swan just by the use of Clearasil. Tell her it goes eventually. It's just horrible when you're a teenager, isn't it? One Little Duck number 2. Quack, wacky ducky, quacky, quacky, chopping ducky. Denise Andrews popping in there. Head of ducks on this channel. 5 and 1, 51. 2 and 7, 27. 1 fat, morbidly obese Chris, 8. Morning, Adam the Plumber. He's going back to Slimming World on Tuesday. Excellent, excellent. 7 and 6, 76. 8 and 9, 89. 5 and 3, 53. 3 and 9, 39. 1 and 8, 18. 5 and 8, 58. All on its own, number 5. 40, blind 40. Wait a minute. Move your mobile buzz back. What's this? What's this? I don't know what he's saying there. Move your mobile buzz back. Oh, it's from here, is it? When was that? Just now? Really? Oh, that's unusual. We don't usually get that in here. 40. 6 and 2, 62. 1 and 9, 19. 2 Little Ducks, 22. Quack, quack. 7 and 3, 73. 1 and 5, 15. 5 and 6, 56. 3 blind 30. 7 and 5, 75. 6 and 5, 65. We've got a winner on 65. Are they there? Let's bring up the bingo clock. 1 minute and 30 seconds to claim your prize. Who are you? Did I just see someone ask for a raffle ticket there? John Aitken. Thank you, John. Ticket number 393, John, okay? 393, John Aitken. Raffle ticket for you, 393. We have a winner. We have a winner. John's off to the local gym. They've got a new vending machine. Oh, dear. No crisps, darling. I've got a bag of crisps there. John's got a carrier bag from Harrods. Just use it for jumble sales. Funnily enough, you see all the people, you know, the posh people go from Waitrose. They go into Aldi and they've got Aldi. They've got Waitrose carrier bags when they go into Aldi. I kid you not. That's true. That is. It's absolutely true. Come on, who's won? Now, what's this text say here? Jamie Brennan, are you watching this morning, Jamie? Why is there a text here? Is that from Jamie or to Jamie? Adam and Jamie, move your mobile back. Oh, I think you're sending... Adam, you seem to be sending your messages to me and Jamie Brennan at the same time. How comes you've got Jamie's number? Why have you got Jamie's number? That's outrageous. Is this one going to be here? Maybe not. We will see. Da, 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 da. Da, 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 da. There we are, run out of time. We're carrying on. Still looking for a winner, gang. Carrying on with this game. Are you ready? Eyes down. Here comes the next number. 4 and 3, 43. We're still looking for a winner, okay? All on its own, number 4. 7 and 9, 79. All the 4s, 44. 6-0, blind 60. 4 and 7, 47. All the 7s, 77. This is exciting, isn't it? 77. 2 and 1, 2 and 1, 21. We have another winner. 21, 21. Here it comes. Bingo clock coming up there. 1 minute and 30 seconds to claim your little old prizes, my darlings. All right. Top. Who's going to win? Gotta get ready to go home. I don't know if will I go for a walk today? I might get my caravan ready and go for a walk after that, you know. Don't want to leave it too late because it gets so hot at the moment, isn't it? Very, very hot. Ba 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 da da. Da 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 da. Da 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 da. We got a claim yet? No claim yet. No claim yet, my loves. We need a claim. Christopher Davis, Mark Bowles, all going in the little thing down there. Here's Gavin's one, Randy, Nick Delaporte, Diane Jeff. All the tickets in there now, waiting for your winner. They need 2 numbers. They need 2 numbers there. So everyone's tickets done. Pop those in there. Usually by now I've written a few questions for the quiz, but I haven't done them yet. Must do those. Are we not going to have a winner again? Gosh. These people will be disappointed when they come off. Never mind, that's how it works. Same rules for everyone. Agreed? Same rules for everyone? Absolutely. Okay. 2, 1. Alright. Still looking for a winner. You ready? Here comes your next number. Ready? Have you noticed how I've noticed this with young lads, particularly gay lads, that when they're putting up their photos, whether it be on Facebook or the chat or the dating apps or anything like that, they got their tongues out. Have you noticed that? Like this. Why is everyone putting their tongues out on their selfies now? What's that about? No, Gary, you haven't won. You haven't won. Don't make me put you in timeout, Gary, for shouting bingo. Oh, it's Bingay. Bingay. I used to host something called Bingay. Remind me Monday, I'll tell you about that. Here comes your next number. Ready? Here it is. 80, blind 80. And another winner on 80. Another winner on 80. Are they going to be here? Let's have a look. 1 minute and 30 seconds to claim. This is ludicrous, isn't it? This is ludicrous. The amount of people that are here and then they're just not there. As I say, certainly for the Sunday games, what I think we might have to do is play the game, and if no one claims, then we move straight on to the next game rather than carry on, except for the last game, which we will play until someone wins. I've mentioned that a couple of times. No one's come back to me, interestingly enough, and said they don't think that's a good idea, so I think we might be doing that. We'll carry on this week as normal, and we'll just see how many people don't turn up when they win, and fingers crossed there. Alright. Oh, there was another thing I was going to tell you about. I was watching Click this morning. Scrap it, man. How can you be shouting bingo? You haven't won. You're a liar. You haven't done that other one yet. You've missed out a number, Gary. Pay full attention there. Pay full attention. He hasn't won. He's just being funny. But just being funny there. What was I saying? Yeah, I was watching Click this morning on the telly. Have you heard of something called Click and Grow? Ever heard of that? Click and Grow. If you haven't, don't disappear at the end if you're interested in knowing what that is, and I'll tell you what it is. All right? Right, no one won again. We'll carry on then. We're carrying on, gang. All right? Here comes your next number. 3 and 5, 35. All on its own, number 3. And another winner. All right, here we go again. 1 minute and 30 seconds. Got another winner on the... What was it? Another winner on 3. Another winner on 3 there. Another winner on 3. Okay. Yep, tea break for Gary Butler for shouting out bingo. You're quite right. There you go, Gary. 5 minutes off. Very bad. Don't shout bingo unless you think you've won bingo. Unless, of course, you've made a mistake. And I think I know when people have made a mistake and when they're being a bit naughty. Even my own nephew. Shocking. Absolutely shocking. Click and Grow. Actually, I can tell you about it while we're waiting for someone to claim here. I hope this one's going to be here. Click and Grow is this thing, and they had it on the telly today, and it's basically these little plastic things, and they've got lights on the top, and you can grow stuff anywhere. You've got a shed with no light coming in it, you can get these little things, and you buy pods, which could be tomato plants or something like that, and you drop them in this little plastic thing, and they simply grow. Sounds a great idea till I tell you the price. I looked them up on Amazon. Click and Grow Smart Garden. 3 indoor gardening kits, so you can grow 3 plants, and it includes 3 basil plant pots. Right, with these plant things, you just pop them in there. £89. Jesus. It's expensive, isn't it? £89. If you watch Click on the telly, it's very good. And it's got all these things and that gadgets and technology stuff things on there. And there's another one here. Seed Pantry Grow Pod. So this is a different thing. With a 2 grow pack. It looks like peppers they're growing there. It's 70 quid. I mean, how many peppers can you buy for 70 quid? Just madness, that is. Right, let's have a look. Anyone claim on that one? Nope, still no claim. Oh, wow. This is just silly, isn't it? Where are we now? There we are. That's 4 people are not here to play. Why don't you just tell me they're not going to be here? Right, next number. 4 and 8, 48. All right. I'll be very surprised if this one isn't here. 4 and 8, 48. 1 minute and 30 seconds to claim. 48. Who's this one? Peter Paliwoda, you need to stop chucking that around. Just because no one's given you a job, right? And then you say, because the reason you haven't got a job is because you damn well keep asking, sunshine. That's why. I don't give things out to family. You call them family. There is no family on here. You ask anyone on here, they don't get preferential treatment. No one gets preferential treatment on here. And if you think that, If you think you're never going to win the bingo or never going to win the raffle or something like that because you're not in the club, then I think you might be in the wrong place, because you've said that a few times now, haven't you? Here we go. Bingo. Rich beyond his wildest dreams. We have a couple of winners for you now, boys and girls. D. Andrews has won something for the first time ever. Congratulations, D. You know, there was a priest. Oh, let me get the thing. There was a priest once, and sometimes says, you know, if you're not sure about something, then don't say anything. You know, and there's a lot to be said in that. I'm sorry to have to say that, but that started to annoy me, that, as every time someone wins, and because it's not you, you say it's because they're not in the club. No, you're wrong. That's not fair. That's really not fair. It's not fair on me and the other people that are on this chat channel for you to come out and say something like that. It's because I'm not in the club. There is no club. You tell me that these people that I know, some of them extremely well, will tell you they never get preferential treatment. Probably the closest person on here I've got is Adam the plumber, and he would tell you that. He doesn't get anything ahead of anyone else or anything like that. That's wrong for you to say that. And it's a typical thing that many people say in the newspapers and that. It's because I'm not in that or not in that. That's why I'm not getting anything. Load of rubbish. Load of rubbish. And I have to be very careful in being fair on all sorts of things. Certainly, what was it now? You know, when I was doing quiz nights in pubs and that. And oh, you know them. That's why they won. You know? That's why. At one point, I even thought, well, I'm going to have to stop the family paying bingo because it looks like they're winning. And I thought, well, no, I'm not doing anything wrong. No one can have practice. Certainly with the bingo. The bingo, you can't fix it. I can't push a button and right, that one's going to win today. Otherwise, I'd do it at the beginning of every single show so we get it over and done with at the beginning. Well, what do you expect? Oh, I'll tell you what, Peter, you've got on my nerves today. You can go and have a cup of tea. What did you expect? I'll tell you what. Eh? What did you expect? You can't expect to keep saying stuff like this and not to have some sort of reply. Dear me. Shocking. Adam the plumber. Let's know. It was Denise first. Denise, I'm sorry to tell you, Adam. Denise got in first there, my love. So I'm doing her numbers first. Don't have a meltdown. Denise Andrews, here comes the numbers. 3, 17, 23, 24, 36, 45, 48, 52, 59, 62, 64, 76, 77, 84 and 86 for Miss D. Andrews. There you go. 394 for D. Andrews there. And Mark Bowles is shouting bingo as well, is he? Hang on a minute. Yes. Oh, we've got a load of winners now. See, that happens as we go down the list. That happens. Mark Bowles, here comes the things. 2, 16, 17, 26, 29, 31, 33, 44, 48, 55, 60, 62, 78, 80 and 89 for Mr. Mark Bowles. An extra ticket for Mark Bowles. There you go, Mark. You got a ticket there. There you go, Mark. Tattoo that on your arm. 395. Then you can remember this moment for the rest of your life. The rest of your, what I hope will be a very long life. Because you're a younger person, aren't you? A younger person. Those in their 70s might not be here around so long. You never know. And, of course, the delightful Adam the plumber. Bingo, I can't believe it. Rich beyond my wildest dreams. Lorries full of money will be on their way to you later, Adam the plumber. And numbers for Adam: 7, 9, 10, 11, 29, 32, 38, 48 last number, 50, 54, 68, 75, 78, 84 and 87. All right, Adam the plumber, 396. Adam the plumber. 396. There you go, Adam. All right, and put these other ones in here as well. All in a little box, and it's all ready to come with me back down south. Okay, down south is the place to go. Did anyone else claim there? Mark. There we are. All right, there we are. Michael Pullman congratulating all the winners. Or lots of winners. Everyone's a winner. Everyone except the losers. Paul and Lou. Where's Paul and Lou? Oh dear. Paul and Lou. Mark says, I'm a preferred viewer and I know it. You are not a preferred. There are no preferred viewers on this channel, my loves. Preferred viewer. Was that a bit loud then? Sorry, gang. A little bit loud on there. Okay, no, boys and girls, that's it for today. Thanks very much for joining us on the show. Hang on a minute. Let me just take that bingo board down. That's better. Back with you tomorrow night, of course, for the bingo just before... excuse me. We usually start just before 8 o'clock, but bingo starts at 8 o'clock. Never before, just in case people are joining us a little bit late. Well, nice long journey for me. She'll clean up my caravan, maybe go for a walk, have my dinner, have a sleep, and then go back down south. So I'll see you from our Bracknell television studio complex tomorrow night at about 8 o'clock. Have a nice day. Cheerio now.